Hello? Give me a second to sort out some of the things very wrong with my computer right now. Let's see how this fucking works out for me. That's slightly concerned that my mic is not actually coming through on the TeamSpeak, but we'll see. Get out of here, pal. You're ruining my roleplay. God, I need to get changed. Happy nation, living in a happy nation. Dude, Ace of Base. Remember Ace of Base? I watched the X-Men episode where they played Happy Nation. The best song they could have picked for that episode, unreal. Blakey boy. Wee Blakey boy. Oh, wee Blakey boy. Dude. I mean, everyone knows that one song, right? Oh, you know what? I need to get changed. Everyone knows that one song. Doodle-doo-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Dude, that little, you know. What is this shirt? He leads a lonely life. Oh. When she woke up late in the morning light and the day had just begun. Oh, dude. Oh, what a morning. Dude, yeah, dude, I had this on while I was making some food earlier on. She's going to get ya. Here's another baby, yeah. This is where I find out I'm broadcasting across the entire server. All that she wants is another baby, yeah. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da. Alright, let's find out what the fuck happened this weekend. Lucien was unwell. He had travel sickness. He had influenza. He was laying in bed. Imogen. Oh, here we go. Imogen Blackwell found at Lucas with a bowl of blood, and a blood trail. God, this son of a bitch. I wanted to kill Imogen. Do you know I've been planning on a serial killer to kill Imogen Blackwell for the last 2 years, and PB went and fucking died. Because I promised her that I would kill her on Rufus. Here's another baby. Right, 13th of April. Incident between Ray Bush, Imogen Blackwell, and Wade Glass. Ray Bush is believed to have slit Wade Glass's throat. I'm sorry, what? Deputy Slaughter took injured detective to medical care, informed other deputies that a woman with a blue dress was injured and still in the SWAT. Dude, why is it when I take one night off, this shit happens? It doesn't make any sense that Lucien was just like, oh, I had a little bit of a cold. I have to say he was like deathly ill now. "30 minutes after the incident, Imogen Blackwell was found covered in blood and bleeding from an open old wound." Okay, so it was Ray. That makes more sense. I was so confused. I was like, Maya's character doesn't feel like he would have done this, but it was fucking Zambi. At St. Denis Medical, Imogen Blackwell succumbed to her injuries. 2 charcoal joints of the devil found in her possession. A bowl of fresh blood, a trail of blood on the ground, and a note on the bowl was found at the house where Imogen was recovered from. Note is believed to be from Imogen Blackwell to the devil. The note implies Imogen Blackwell opened up her wounds and filled the bowl with her own blood as a trade for the devil to spare Wade Glass's life. An hour later, likely in Brady ran into someone called Eli Lockhart, who was brought in for a related case. During the search, a strange note was found with foreign words. What is that noise? Wow, it is properly raining. Can you hear that? Oh, it's in the game. Jesus, I thought it was outside. Is it outside? Is that in the game or is that in the fucking... Okay, it's in the game. Jesus. Because it was like slating earlier on. Outside my house. It was so confusing. An hour likely... Where was I? Eli explained he was hired by Imogen Blackwell as a private... Oh, God. Do you know what I hate? Having to roleplay being like 2 days late to this shit. Oh, sorry. I was fucking... I was eating... I was eating some bread and... yeah, I was over there. I was eating some fucking bread. Seals. Imogen was supposed to translate them at a library. Oh, yeah. Who does the library now? Adding the note in case someone would like to try and crack it. I wonder if this will kill the fucking Momo market. Brady and likely investigated the scene whilst medical attention was being provided to both Glass and Imogen in Saint Denis. I guess I'll just say that I was about and I knew about it, but haven't seen anyone yet. And this was on Saturday or this was last night? This must have been Saturday because Blade Runner. Transcribed. Devil, I have your book. Willing to trade. I've left you a bowl of my blood in trade for the detective's life. I'll trade you the book for Ray. God damn it. God damn it. Fucking... God damn it. Glass stabbed in the neck. Reports of Glass being stabbed in the neck. It is currently believed that Imogen Blackwell had opened her wounds due to evidence found. Glass woke up from my injury this morning. I can confirm it was Ray Bush who attacked me and brought Imogen out to a small camp behind Devil's shack in the bayou to burn a book. This book, I believe, was given to Ani McRae by Oriel and then given to Ray by Ani. Instead of burning it, he gave it to Imogen, and following that, he stabbed me in the neck. I'll be updating related files with any missing information I might now. Oh, someone's got to tell him. This was today. Hank. Who's Hank? Hank. Imogen has passed. Hank Hammer? How's he involved in this? Imogen has passed due to her wound being reopened. The Medicon scene seems to suspect some foul play was involved. An autopsy is being completed in the coming days. I've added 1-time second-degree murder and attempted 1-time second-degree murder of PO to the charges as WFQ right now. Ray Bush was not in his right mind leading up to these events. If he is properly identified, there is cause to think that he would possibly act violently and irrationally. A month back, he confessed to Imogen about having dark urges and will kill the devil in the bayou, aka Oriel Clark. Even it cost him his life. Since then, his mental state is... Do you know, I'm kind of sad that I didn't get more involved on Levi with this stuff, to be honest. I didn't think that it was like... I thought it was sort of done. Previously. Stab glass. Male Branco. Yeah, that's right, innit? Based on raps and description. Slaughter. Saw Glass was headed to the bayou, headed for Imogen. Looking for Imogen. I set up a patrol to help him.
Who's that there? Is that Lorde?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh no, I can't hear you. Give me a moment to clear my ears, please.
Oh no, this could be me. I've got a horrible feeling it's my stuff. It does say I'm coming through on the thing, right?
All right, could you say something, please?
Yes. How are you doing?
I cannot hear you. You might not be speaking. I can't tell. Ah, frustrating.
Fuck, now I've got to go fix my fucking bullshit. God damn it. I don't know how to fix it. What is it? It's 100% me, isn't it? God damn it. Alright, hold on. I knew it, dude. I knew it when I logged in. It was giving me some weird jip. How the fuck did I fix it last time? Well, it's a different issue than last time. Let me just check that this stuff hasn't done anything weird, because sometimes this shit fucking turns on. I mean, to be honest with you, it actually looks like it's working, and I'm concerned that it isn't me, but I've no way of knowing. I mean, last time I had to fully uninstall TeamSpeak and then reinstall it, and then reinstall the fucking thing. And honestly, if I have to do it again tonight, I might not ever log back into Wild RP again, because I just can't be fucked. Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show. Lucien's going back to London permanently. Let me check. One last thing. I mean, it looks like it's working, but I'm concerned. How do you even know? Bap, 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 bap. Hang on, let me run a test. I mean, it is coming through. It was him, wasn't it? I think it might have been him. I need to speak to someone else. He's still in there. No. Alright, we'll just have to run this fucking gamble. I reckon it's working. What was I reading? Didn't gang fail to rob roads? How do they fail? Alright, we'll never know. Okay, where is it? Glass stabbed in neck was what I was reading. So Chloe found them. I set up a patrol to help him since he'd gone ahead. I saw a fire just past the cane, saw glass, Imogen, and an unknown man with brown tan clothing, hat, scraggly looking. I heard his voice briefly wailing but deep. But Glass was requested to stay back on horse and watched out of earshot. The man then attacked Glass and ran towards the Water K area on foot. I packed wounds and sent for medical and brought Glass to the city. Asked Lorde to collect Miss Imogen, who said she was also injured. Glass sustained neck injury, possible arterial wounds. It just doesn't make any sense that Lucien wasn't there. I fucking hate having to do this role play. I hate it. It's the worst thing about being on a server. Your characters literally warp in and out of reality. You know, he's like, make sure if you do any Lucas stuff, you just fucking call me up. Yeah, send me a text message in the middle of the night, and then he just doesn't exist for 2 days. It doesn't make sense that he was sick, does it? I think I'll just have to say I was in London. Charcoal drawing of the devil in the bayou. It depicts him inside the cabin in the cave with a rat on a plate in front of him and a skull. Charcoal drawing of a tree in the bayou and a gate below it. Did Maya actually play on Saturday? I feel like I haven't seen him on Wild RP in like weeks. The tree is a long symbol etched into it from top to bottom of the tree. Alright, well, I guess that catches me up on that. Oh, man, I hate having earbuds in. Tell me, by the way, if the sound is obliterated. Because I haven't got my headphones on because I've had this fucking headache for a week. And it's just killing me. Alright, let's see if I can find where Glass is. I don't know if... Oh, where was she? She's in Saint Denis. And that was an hour ago, so she could be anywhere by now. In fact, everyone could be anywhere by now. Alright, down to the old fucking... Down to the fucking... Gonna get robbed in the fucking stupid telegram station. Hello?
How you doing?
Yes, very well. How are you?
Not too bad.
Okay, you can hear me. It was him.
Busy day?
Not too sure. I'm not on duty. I'm just catching up on some events I missed.
Okay. Fair enough.
What about yourself?
Probably about to head down to Blackwater, to be honest. And then I don't know from there.
All right. Well, yes, I must go and check my telegrams, but I wish you safe travels.
Yeah, stay safe, alright?
Yeah, you too. The hell is that? McGregor's son. McGregor's son! Morning.
Hello.
I just wanted to hear him. I wanted to know if he was Scottish. Dude, it's so stood in his way, waiting for him to speak. I've become such a prick on law. You don't speak to me, I will RDM you. It's as simple as that. I do anything to get the fucking people to speak now. And I want them to. Just stand in front of people and they have to speak. It's impossible not to. It's impossible not to. Pull your horse up in front of someone and then just sort of like walk in front of them. And they have to be like, oh, because behind the most violent, awful criminal on the server is just a normal human being sitting in their fucking pajamas playing a fucking video game, you know? Lucien knows. Lucien's in on it. Oh, the perfect theme to be playing. Imogen's theme. Oh, Jesus. I'll be at the market. Oh, well, I wasn't. Much needed SCSD gathering. Top secret. Don't look at it. This is long as fuck. I know the department has faced a lot of darkness this year already. Lots of good people taken too soon. Pain and sorrow that is shared among us all. One of us is hurt and we all get hurt, but I would also like to share in each other's achievements and celebrate one another. We all have joy in our hearts, even if it's deeper down for some of us, and I'd like to try and focus that for a minute. This week marks the 2nd anniversary of Rabbit Winwood becoming sheriff of New Austin. I'm putting together a look at things we like and appreciate about the sheriff. I don't know who that is, so no thank you, I don't know who that is. I think I've met Sheriff Winwood briefly once. I hope you're feeling a bit better today. I'm not sure if you heard Glass was injured, but he's alright. I'm awake now. I'm recovering, able to ride a horse again. I think it's best to speak before you visit the losses are too late. Too late. This was 45 minutes ago. I'll be there in Blackwater. Okay, let's get one over to that's the most basic telegram Lucien has ever sent in his life. I haven't got fucking Glass's thing saved. That's annoying. When I made Lucien, I didn't realise that you could save contacts because it was the new telegram system, which is not new, but it's new to me. It was new to me. So anyone that I met, for like the first month I was on this server, I just didn't add to the telegrams. Oh yeah, no next of kin telegram. Why didn't I get an... Oh no, because Glass isn't dead. Would I get one anyway just because he got stabbed? I'm not Imogen's next of kin. Imogen died, Glass didn't die. Oh yeah, I did get one, yeah. She died? I know. This is the same thing that happened to me when I fucking raided into Mergs yesterday. I saw Mergs streaming Wild RP on a Sunday and I was like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen Mergs stream this, let alone stream it on a Sunday. She like Murgles is a fucking random streamer. She'll stream completely at random, but I was like, okay, well, someone's feeling, someone's got some spare time finally. Braided in, and it was Likely and Brady being like, we'll hand over Imogen's remains to you whenever the morticians are finished. And I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't even watch it for too long either because I had to go and do shit. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. It's unbelievable. I also now have to go. Like, it's so annoying. I have to go. I have to travel all the way into fucking London next Tuesday, which means I have to fucking kill next week's Cura episode, which I really didn't want to do because I'm pretty scared that I'm not going to have internet the week after either. And then that's the end of my show. My show's dead in the water after that. Do we know how? Yeah, I just read the whole thing and you missed it. So maybe show up on time. Okay, tardiness. I have to go all the way into London just to pick up the fucking keys to the new house and sign a piece of paper. And I'm like, oh, can't I just do that? I was like, can I get someone else to pick up the keys and then just come in the next afternoon and sign it? And they were like, no. Right. You know, this is the most annoying and expensive thing for me, and I have to take a whole day off. And it's the only day I don't want to take off is a Tuesday, so I can do the table story show. Yeah, so it's the most annoying thing ever. And then move on the Wednesday. So like, I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm dying. I feel like I'm actually dying. I feel so tired from the inside out. Do you know what the one thing I don't want to do today is emotional RP? Guess what I have to do? I can play tired. Sick and tired. Pros. I haven't even got any fucking shit because I haven't played since Guarma. You know what? I'm going to go and stock up in the office. I also don't really want to be riding Blake around. Blake's the workhorse. All of my horses are named after Gone characters that I played. I think I've only got one name left though. I think I only played one other character in Gone. Can't remember his name now. Like one of the one-shots. Apart from when I played the GM. Here he is. Lucien. You could RP Lucien is tired from having to go all the way to London, saw his apartment. Well, he didn't go to London for 2 days. I mean, you'd have to travel all the way to, like, New York and then get a fucking ship all the way to London and all the way back. Lucien's going to London next week. That's where Lucien's going when I move house. Because that's the only thing I can think of as to why he's literally just not in the place. I literally almost considered having him. I almost wish I did now. I was going to have him go to London on Saturday because I knew that I was going to be so busy this week. I wasn't sure how much Wild RP I'd be able to actually play and whether I'd even want to because I'm just so tired I can't actually be fucked. I hate sort of logging in and being too tired to really bother because it's just like, you know, other people have got stories and if you're just like a bit tired that day and can't be fucked, you just ruin their entire story over it. So I was like, I don't know if I'll even... I literally was going to just have him be like, I'm getting on a ship, see ya. And just like do a goodbye to Chloe and then just bounce. And then just come back after the move and just... If I was to play Wild RP, I was just going to log in to Levi and fuck around. And I wish I had now. Because it would make so much more sense. But, you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. It's not like Lucien and Imogen were best friends. But it is annoying because they were about to be. He was setting up taking her to see Rufus's grave. In fact, I was meant to go with her on Saturday. But I felt so fucking shitty on Saturday. I was literally dying. Even if I'd known this was all happening, I probably still wouldn't have been able to play because I was just so absolutely exhausted and really, I had like a killer migraine on Saturday. Like full Richter scale migraine where I was just barely able to do anything. Which is kind of a shame. But I wonder how it would have gone because I guess I would have been around. I might even have been with her. I don't really know how it would have gone if I'd been about. Because we were supposed to go and see Rufus's grave on Saturday. Happy nation, living in a happy nation. That's a good idea, PB.
That's crazy.
Hi.
That's pretty weird.
I'll be a moment.
All right. He barges in and then immediately leaves. The hell? Doesn't even say hello. Who the hell
Do you
that
want
was?
to go somewhere?
Yes, do you mind if we do?
Of course. Let's take a boat.
I don't know why Hoop hates me so much. Or Lucien. It might be me. It might be Lucien. I have no idea.
Oh, here. Come on.
Are you alright?
I'm alright. Well, worried about you, if I'm honest.
I'm worried about me. I'm the last person you should be worried about. I wasn't even here.
Just don't want you blaming yourself for something that nobody could change.
Well, you say that. Although, ultimately, I think if I was here, it would have gone a little differently, perhaps.
Could never know. I mean, I was there. Glass. Things, we both tried.
Yes. I just feel a little bit like, you know, I told Glass that if he was going to investigate this to, make sure that, you know, he takes me along at the request of Miss Blackwell, but on top of that, I was supposed to meet with her on Saturday, but I felt too unwell, so I postponed. I imagine perhaps if I'd been there, perhaps I could have done something.
I'm not sure if there's much that any of us could have done. It seems that Raybush is not well.
I can't believe he would do something like this over a book. I know they think the thing's cursed or whatever, but it's just so
Book?
bizarre. Yes, this book of the devils that they tried to burn and it wouldn't burn. The book that Glass read. Have you spoken to Glass at all?
I spoke to him today. I had to break the news about Imogen to him. I fear I didn't do the best job.
I can't imagine that's true.
I'm not entirely sure how to go about those sort of things sometimes. Not quite used to it. Speaking to people, about emotions and all that lot. I haven't had much practice with it. But I stayed with him when he rode to Le Quay. I didn't want him to get hurt.
Yes. That was good.
Lucien, I'm not sure how much you know. What have you had?
I just read the reports.
I see.
I didn't get your telegram until afterwards. Is there anything else that's not in them that perhaps I should know?
I'm not sure, except it seems that Miss Blackwell, she caused the injuries herself. A reopening of wounds, that's what the report says. They said she was alone when it happened. And there's a letter to the devil that supports that. I believe she was trying to sacrifice herself in order to save Glass. I shouldn't have left her alone. I didn't know. I was just
They do a
focused
rare
on
cross of
getting
arms.
Glass out of there.
Yes, I'm sure you did your best with the situation.
Fortunately, there was just one of me. Otherwise, I would have taken them both. I'm sorry for leaving her behind.
No, you did the right thing, I'm sure. It's an impossible situation.
Yes. I thought because she was talking, she did mention that she was winded so that she couldn't help to carry him, but I didn't know that. Well, I thought that she was alright for the most part. I just asked her to wait by the fire. It seems the deputies found her in Le Quay.
Well, there's something bizarre going on with the entire thing. I wouldn't imagine that perhaps she wasn't acting in her right mind, or...
I don't think so. I found a bloody print on the embankment. At first I thought perhaps it was the attacker's blood if he was retreating, but I matched the fingerprint to Imogen, so it seems that she must have climbed up or down that embankment to get to the to put that letter there. Come on.
I'd like to sort of visit with Glass at some point tonight.
I think you should.
I am glad that you're okay, though. This whole situation seems to be particularly bloody. I'm sorry I wasn't here.
Don't be sorry. Incredibly sorry for your loss. I really am.
Yes, I feel sort of, conflicted. It's not like I was particularly close with Miss Blackwell, but it was one of the few people that, that I got to know a little earlier than others, especially outside of the department. She knew my cousin and, oddly enough, seemed to be more sort of, I don't know, friendly or understanding about him. I suppose that's perhaps what got her in trouble here. Being understanding of lunatics. I can't help but think I was supposed to have been with her, really. Perhaps I could have done something. Instead, I was nursing this godforsaken head cold. And then I had to go and buy this bloody ticket. I suppose bad news upon bad news. Although I arranged for a boat travel next week to London. So I shall be gone for a short while. Perhaps you could not get into any trouble while I'm away.
I'll do my best. Although, I must confess, I will likely visit Cole and the others, and, well, might give them some sugar cubes. If that's alright. While you're gone.
Yes. If you could, that would be nice.
Of course.
Is there any leads on Bush?
I haven't looked. I think it's probably best that I step away from it. I didn't do enough when the time came.
You can't possibly believe that to be true. You were there. I don't believe that you would have done anything less than your absolute best. hindsight and all that is one thing. It's hard not to look back at these moments and think, well, I should have done this, and had I done that, and could I have been here? I know I'm sort of doing the same thing, but I don't believe that you did anything but your best.
Thank you. I appreciate you greatly.
Yes, I appreciate you as well.
If you like, we can go and find Glass at some point. Make sure he's alright.
Yes. Yes, perhaps we, yes, perhaps we should do that. You know, when my mother died, I set about to work the next day and met a man called Arthur. A German fellow, I think. He was waiting for a ship or some such, milling about on the dock. And he said that it was loss, which teaches us about the worth of things. I sort of, I suppose I didn't really think much of it. But, yes, please do be very careful. In this line of work, it's very dangerous, and there are some hellish folk out there, and I suppose we're both going to be put in dangerous situations, but I should not want to lose you, I suppose.
You shan't. I promise.
Okay. Let's check on Glass.
Yes, that's.
You know if you fell sick as well after our trip to Guarma?
I'm not sure.
I met a woman who made me a drink called the Curse Breaker.
Curse breaker.
I rather think she gave me a curse instead. She asked me what makes me angry as well, which I thought to be a strange question.
It is rather strange.
I asked her to clarify, does she mean sort of feeling angry or so angry that I lose control? And she meant the latter. And I thought back on it, I thought that I've only really felt that type of anger twice since being here. Once with Glass and the Del Lobos, and the other when you were hurt by them. So I suppose the answer to her question is when someone I care about is hurt or injured. I don't really know what to do about that type of anger or how to react. I suppose my body just does it.
I think... sorry.
That's it. Please speak.
I think that's something that would make me quite angry too. Not sure if I have ever been that angry, but I think the circumstances would be the same.
Bizarrely enough, she knew my cousin as well.
Oh,
After so many people saying they'd never heard of him or that, our records don't date back that far and such, I found a few in quick succession, and she was quite intrigued by him. It seemed as though they were friends as well, though I'm not quite sure what type of person she was. She's not wanted or anything, but that doesn't mean she wouldn't be.
what was her name?
Delilah. I don't know if she has a surname, but she was operating the bar on Guarma, which is a lovely place, by the way. Frankly, it was a good trip. I sort of had a lot of sort of good memories, and I was looking forward to telling you about them, to be honest, but I didn't really get to tell you much, while I felt unwell.
That's alright.
Though you really must travel there sometime. It's a wonderful place. I think it certainly deserves a vacation or something.
I should very much like to go. Sometime. Perhaps when you're back, you might show me around.
Yes, we could go together if you'd like. I think it'd be quite fun. Although you'll need warm weather wear. It is blisteringly hot.
Alright. Do you think this is alright if we stop in here? We might have to walk.
Yes, I think it's fine.
Alright. Same time.
Jinx. What does that mean? You can't jump out of boats anymore until I tell you can, or something?
Alright.
You imagine living in a place like this? Or is this what your father's summer home was like? I suppose I shouldn't call it a summer home, but perhaps it was something like that.
Christ, I'm really not sure. Never met him. Wouldn't really know. But I don't believe so. At least if he had money, we never saw, well, penny of it.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I wondered about that. Eh? What he must be like. Whether he's some sort of dastardly criminal or works in an army barracks somewhere. Or perhaps, well, he could be a number of things. But no, I've never found an answer. Not
Perhaps he's
yet.
sat atop a mountain writing poetry, like those monks.
Maybe. I should quite like that to be the answer.
Well, from what I understand, they do it in search of life's meaning and purpose and nirvana and such when, well, I suppose...
Sounds like a lot of horses. Do you hear that?
Yeah, they're directly ahead of us. I saw them ride in.
Oh, yes. Can't tell if it's law or not.
Riding across the fields like that, I would wager not. But you never know. Could be rangers.
Suppose might be.
Watch that, that's a grave there.
Oh. I see.
The old proprietors of this property, I think. Small smile. I love it when people write in caps.
I
I
did
mean, I
find
do it
out
sometimes as well.
his name though. Not too long ago.
Oh,
When I sent word for the birth certificates. Apparently his name is Theodore. Theodore Slaughter. About as strange a name as mine.
I think it's sort of, it's a pretty strong name, to be honest. I don't think I'd be too upset with the name Theodore Slaughter. Sort of strikes
Perhaps.
a particular note, doesn't it? Depending on what type of... I mean, if he's a chap that likes peace and poetry, maybe not. But if he was, you know, if he is a general or something, then that's General Theodore Slaughter.
That's true. It's funny, when I read it, I thought about how, well, some people named Theodore, they get nicknamed Teddy. So I thought about it. Teddy Slaughter.
Teddy Slaughter.
I think that's what I would have called him had I known him. Well, depending on what he is like, I suppose.
I mean, you can call him Teddy Slaughter, or, you know, now, in your mind's eye of him.
I suppose. I found out I've got a middle name too, which I didn't know about.
Right?
Wren, like the bird.
With a W.
W-R-E-N.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
My parents didn't grace me with a middle name. From what I understand, they just wanted to get out of the hospital as quick as possible, so writing another name on the certificate would have taken time, so they didn't.
one of my parents must have liked birds. They gave my half sister, it must be my mother then, because she has the middle name Lark, like the bird. So perhaps my mother likes birds.
Yes, I wonder. I mean, there's really no other reason for it. She must have loved birds. Do you know your blood type?
I'm not sure. I did do a blood test though earlier this morning, so I should find out soon if I'm a donor or not.
My blood type is unlikely. I still don't understand how blood types work.
Me neither. Shall we check our telegrams?
Yes, alright.
We can get in contact with Goss, see where he is.
Alright.
I did a bit of reading on birds, and specifically the wren and the lark. It seems that there's some symbolism attached to the bird wren.
Yes, I would
Apparently,
assume that larks are what, something to do with the morning? The wrens, I'm afraid I don't know anything about. Though I'm very curious now.
apparently they mean determination, enthusiasm, change, and happiness, which
Blimey.
I think is quite nice.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate, I think.
Apparently, the Celts, they used to believe that, well, the bird song of a wren is a message for the future.
I'll let you contact Glass.
Alright. I'm not sure if I have his telegram. No, I don't think I have his telegram. I'm sorry.
Let me see if I have it. No, not stored. It's hilarious. We're both, I'm his next of kin. I filled it out in that way, but not on the what's it there. Let's get a horse and then we can
Alright.
hop into the office. And
I'll just stop at the bank and put some money away.
alright.
I can meet you at the office.
No, I'd like to pop some money in there as well. I'm walking around with $300 in my pocket.
Alright.
I feel it's best to travel with a good bit of money in case anything goes wrong. I suddenly need to hire a carriage.
That's a good point.
Do you have any use for lemons?
Oh, I do actually. Yes.
Well, great, because I have 5 for you. Is that enough?
Thank you. That's more than enough. I have a trade for you.
All right. Oh, blimey.
You can share with Glass.
All right. Well, that means I have to hold on to it until I see him, doesn't it? My sweet tooth disagrees with that choice.
Well, I mean, one of each is for you. Or if you like, you can have 2 of the chocolate brownies and pass along the apple pies. Whatever your choice.
I shall enjoy it with the old chap.
Good plan. Once we meet him, I shall go separate ways so that you can get some time with him alone. I think it's important.
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I think it might be good for you both to have a proper talk.
All right.
I do have some good news for you.
Oh, yes?
I'm a detective now.
Blimey, you should have led with that.
I was just sworn in by Hooper. Before you came along, that's what I was doing in the office.
Oh, well, congratulations. I feel like I tore you away from it.
Not at all. I was hoping to see you.
There you are, old chap. You remember this stranger, don't you, Cole? Alright, let me swing by the office and do some sleuthing for Glass's telegram.
That's good.
It's bizarre, but now that I come to think of it, we've never really spoken through telegrams before. I suppose we just always see each other.
That's good.
I mean, we do a lot of shifts
It's nice.
together, and we did all of our training together and such, so I've never really needed to contact him privately. Anything awful happening?
No, it seems somebody is looking. Freddie Foster. He's looking for stories for the newspaper.
Glass is 40, yeah, it's the best thing ever. Glass in real life is me, and Lucien in real life is Sean.
You know, I did some rather funny personas for the undercover portion. I did 3. One
3?
which was I wanted to challenge myself.
Alright, let's hear them.
Alright, so I tried to do some that are more overt and some that are more discreet, because I had a theory that not all personas must be discreet and a fly on the wall, and that depending on the context, you could garner a lot more information with somebody who's quite outgoing. Depending on the town, for example, Valentine or even Blackwater, you could get away with it. Good day. Yes. So I had one of those. Let's see. I'll let you know when I'm back on the horse.
Yeah. Why did I do that?
I'll wait over here. Right, Lord.
Okay.
Hello?
You know that chap?
Not that I know of. Strange.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
He's not gonna do anything. He's riding off.
How is that not Clementine Winwood?
Yes.
I'm sure my bow and arrow looked very scary to him.
Yeah, maybe. It's a very nice bow and arrow.
It is. It's lovely.
I'm afraid I have absolutely no skill with a bow and arrow. I've never even tried. Perhaps I should look into it.
Did you notice he was walking with a limp?
No, I just sort of saw you. I don't know, whatever you would call that. Watching him, I suppose. Wondered if it was someone you recognise, one of these, terrible thieves or something.
Fortunately not. But there's something strange there. I can't exactly put my finger on it. Well, no matter.
Hey, Slaughter.
Oh, yes.
Y'all going to Valentine?
I'm not sure. Are we?
I didn't really have a place in mind. Oh, blimey.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll slow up, but this horse doesn't like to listen to me.
Yeah.
Hi, don't worry.
Apologize. Sorry
You're
about
alright,
that.
sir.
I suppose we could go to Valentine if you wanted.
Oh no, I was headed that way. So if you were headed that way, I was gonna ride with y'all. But
Oh, I see.
I was going to go to Blackwater, so that's some of the way. We can ride with you a little ways if you'd like.
Yes. Let's do that. How are you doing, Alora?
The hell's a law?
I'm alive. How about you?
I'm alright.
That's good.
I'm a detective now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Have you any plans for the day?
No. I just woke up, so I ain't really thought about it. Maybe find Deputy Hammer and steal his hat.
Are you friends with him or something, or?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. Well, maybe ask him for the hat then, rather than steal
I'm
it.
just gonna snatch it off his head and run away giggling.
Oh,
Not in Valentine, though, because I don't want to get schmut all over me when he tackles me. And how's your day, sir, on the horse?
Yes, it's been fine, I suppose. My apologies. My name's Lucien Lorde. A pleasure.
Oh. The deputy?
Yes. Have we met?
I think so. Very briefly. I used to go by Creature.
Creature. Yes, I think I might have encountered a creature once or so, a very long time ago, perhaps.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Have to excuse me, my memory is absolutely terrible. I have to meet so many people around that yes, I sometimes do forget people here and there. I shall endeavour not to forget you. You said you used to go by a creature. What about now?
Well, now I just go by Alora.
Laura, alright.
I don't really rob banks anymore.
You don't really
Kids.
rob banks.
I mean, I used to actually, like, really rob banks, but I don't anymore.
So now you just sort of rob banks.
Well, now I just don't rob banks at all.
That's good. What do you do?
I rob hearts and minds.
That's much more noble.
it is.
Did you find work elsewhere, or?
Yep. I'm pretty much a hunter now. And a cook.
Hence the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, perhaps you shall have to cook something, and we can purchase it from you at some point.
Yes,
Well.
please.
I've got 2 churros on me.
Oh, perfect. Are they for sale?
Sure.
Wouldn't want to
I'll
presume.
buy both then, if that's alright.
Of course, yeah.
Hello.
I suppose we'll conduct the sale here at our departing point.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's see
How
if
much
I
are
can-
they?
Normally they're free, so whatever you want to pay for them.
Alright. I shall give you everything in my pockets.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for not robbing banks anymore.
You're
Giving
welcome.
us the night off.
Y'all be safe, alright?
Yes, you too.
Stay safe, Laura.
Thank you for the churros.
She's quite nice.
Yes, I'm trying to think back to when I encountered her, and I just cannot remember, though I do recall the name Creature.
I picked up a book at the library. Should you like it? We could read it tonight. This evening, I mean.
Yes, I would like that. I do have the last book that Miss Blackwell gave me, but well, I suppose. Well, I'll show you it, and you can decide on whether you'd like to read it together or not.
Of course. I think I should like tea.
Well, don't make any rash decisions yet. I suspect that when she gave me the book, she didn't expect that we'd be reading it together.
Oh,
Try not to fall in love with Chloe challenge. Yeah, the Lucien challenge.
the book I picked up at the public library. It's the picture of Dorian Gray.
Can't say I've
Have
ever
you heard of it?
No.
Good.
Quite bold to have a book that is about a picture.
It's by a novelist, Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde I've heard of. I thought he was a poet. Am I wrong?
I believe he's perhaps just a writer in general. Maybe he does poetry too. I've never read anything by him.
Yes, I'm not sure either. I just sort of heard in circles. I suppose we shall find out what measure of a writer he is.
Apparently he's Irish.
That's the picture he has in the book is of the Blarney Stone or something.
Not sure.
I have no idea what the Blarney Stone is, by the way. I've just heard Irish people talking about it on boats.
You know, my grandmother has told me about it. It's a stone that is sort of, I believe, wedged somewhere in a castle. And apparently this stone, should you kiss it, gives you the gift of the gab, which means you can talk quite eloquently, but also talk quite a lot.
Blimey. Alright. And everybody kisses this stone that's just out in the public.
Yes, apparently so.
So it's probably covered in rouge and lipsticks.
Might be. Apparently you must kiss it whilst lying upside down.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's actually not a stone that is loose so much as it's a stone that's part of a block of battlements in an area, Blarney, in the castle.
Well, I don't know if I want
Yes.
to kiss it. I don't know if I want the ability to speak any more than I do. But I should like to see it. Nothing from him.
We could ask around, see if anyone has seen him.
Yeah.
I'm slightly worried about him as, well, the last I saw of him, he left the office after hearing, well, what Likely and Brady had to say, and then went very quiet and said that he needed some time, so he rode off.
Which office?
St. Denis office. I'm not sure which way he went. I wasn't going to press him, and, it seems he probably does need some space, but I do worry about him being out there alone, especially when he's recovering.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we'll go and find him. I've got a detective with me after all. I'm afraid I don't have any gifts for you this time.
That's alright.
Notes on duty. You can see that, and then also see if there's anyone out and about elsewhere. So, using that accordingly, not giving exact information of yes, this is where they are, but just letting them know that people are out and about and they can respond. Yep, that sort of thing. Does that all make sense?
That makes sense. This is pretty straightforward now. You said how to operate it.
Did anyone walk you through the paperwork?
Nope.
Yeah, come on with me. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Come on over here into the creep dark weird corner. Just
Need
We're
right
going
mention
in the
of
cell
Thank you for
too.
doing that,
let me know how to-
Abby.
no problem. We don't have to go in.
We're going in the cell too.
out of
I don't suppose
curiosity.
anybody's seen Glass, have you? Sorry.
It's
No.
okay. I think he's mostly been towards the east, like Saint Denis or Rhodes today. I'm not sure exactly where he
He
is.
went into Lakay by himself like an idiot.
Oh shit!
Uh,
Hate that.
You did?
Yeah, apparently
Today?
he did paperwork about it.
went-
So,
God damn it.
He went there with me earlier.
okay,
well,
never mind. He didn't go
no.
by himself.
Well, I mean, he rode off, but I followed to make sure that he didn't get hacked.
Thank you. Thank you for being responsible. I appreciate you.
Of course.
I like it when our deputies are smart.
I like it when our deputies are not called idiots.
Yeah.
I said like an idiot. I didn't call him an idiot.
Anyways,
Here you are. As promised.
Let's see. That's quite nice. I have no idea what it is.
Not entirely sure myself. Oh, is that Brady? You might know. Is that Brady?
It is, yeah.
Sorry.
Have you seen Glass since he left the office by any chance?
No, I've not.
Alright. If you see him, would you perhaps just update the tip line or let
Sure.
me or Lorde know?
Will do.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I suppose we'll head Saint Denis way.
We could stop by in Rhodes and then Saint Denis. Should we check? I don't know if he would go to Valentine, especially if he's feeling. I don't think Valentine is a very good place to, feel better.
What's your measure of Hooper?
He's interesting.
Is he?
I don't know him that well, but I think he's quite funny sometimes, from what I can tell. Quite unorthodox.
I get the sense he dislikes me, though I don't know why. Though I also don't appreciate him calling Glass an idiot when he's so grievously injured.
No, nor I.
Lucien won't stand for that shit, baby. You didn't say shit about Glass. Ride or die, baby. Ride or die.
I think it's a natural response to want to go back to the place and see if he had missed anything, if anything could have been changed, if it's really true,
You went with him earlier on.
I did. He said that he needed to go back, and well, I didn't exactly ask. I just followed him, but I didn't want him to get hurt, not by anyone who might be out there or by panthers. So I followed. Though I kept some distance just so that he could sort of, well, process things somewhat. And then, when needed, I stepped in and, directed him that we might head and try and meet Likely, who might have more answers.
Yeah. Did she?
I believe so. She was one of the people that rode out to get Imogen. That's why I suggested her. Because I know for a fact she was part of that group. I remember seeing her outside the medical office and calling her to come in. And I can't remember who everyone was, but I think it was Sand, Likely, and possibly Brady. But can't be entirely sure.
Yeah. It's okay. I don't think the details matter anymore. I suppose there are other people to be concerned about there. Any word on Atticus or Prim? They were involved in that situation.
No, I'm not sure. I haven't heard those names before.
Right. What about the Harper twins? I think they were involved in some way.
I'm not sure. I haven't taken a deeper look into it beyond the blood trail and decay. And the day that I investigated with the group, that was when I was still, I think that might have been my first day as a deputy, or I might have still been a senior cadet.
Well, I think the case has been locked away for seniors and above.
I see.
Up until a few days ago. Miss Blackwell spoke to me about it at the previous market. Requested that I look into some bits. And then later requested that I stay with Glass if he's going to be looking into it, that it's particularly dangerous. And well, she was right. We also went looking for 2 individuals on Guarma that were involved. And Atticus and a Prim. Atticus Tulliver, I think. Keziah Prim, she's a medic.
I know Keziah.
Yeah. I think they were taken out there, some situation with this Devil of Lemoyne character. Miss Prim has been suffering seizures since the visit. And not really sure about Atticus, but they're involved in some way, and I wouldn't want any harm to come to them.
Alright.
Although Miss Prim simply sort of thought the whole thing was just kind of blown out of proportion, and Blackwell was being overdramatic and such.
I think it's as dangerous as the faith that people put in it.
Right.
I don't know how. I could try Saint Denis.
Yeah, let's just see if anything's come up.
Yep.
No.
I'm not seeing anything.
You don't think he would have gone back, do you?
I'm not sure, but I think we should check just in case.
We'll do it once around Saint Denis, and if not, we'll go and look, I suppose.
Yes, we could try okay. We could try that tiny church. I suppose just the general bayou. If not, I'm not sure where else. Are there certain places that he goes to think or anything like that?
I'm afraid I don't know. It's not really the type of things that we talk about. I know the house in Lucay in which this devil chap operates. We could check there, but on that I'm not sure. He might be with Gwen. He's his girlfriend.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but I don't really know where she is either. I've only met her sort of briefly once or twice. I know her sister. We could try and contact her.
Sure.
They're an interesting set of twins. I think they were separated at birth or something. One of them was brought up by... I want to say one was brought up by the mother and one was brought up by the father, but I'm not entirely sure. I've never really been able to have a sort of sit-down conversation with either of them. Quinn is sort of... all she wants to do is fight me. That's all she ever wants to do. She just sort of...
Fight you?
yeah.
How horrible.
Well, in a sort of sparring, you know. She's very talented. She's very good at it. And, yeah, she's sort of... Whenever I see her, she just sort of, you know, sets up some sort of boxing tournament. Either way, they're interesting in that they're both quite similar in ways. They seem to have their core values aligned, but because they were brought up differently. Gwen seems as though, rather as if she comes from money, you know, much like people assume of you or I would imagine. Whereas Quinn, I think, was brought up in a circus or something, she said.
Oh.
And I think it rather reflects in her personality. They both seem quite, like quite good people to me. But you never know. You never know who's a serial
That's
killer
true.
in these parts.
I am not a big fan of circuses. I mean, I've never been, but I don't like the idea. Keeping animals for entertainment. No, not for
Yes,
me.
I'm not a fan of that, but I do like the trapeze.
Not sure I've ever heard of it. Seen it.
It's when people they sort of do flips and jump around in the air and catch each other and stuff. It's quite impressive. You have to be, I'd imagine,
Oh.
very, very strong and very lithe to be able to do it. You know who else likes the trapeze? Levi. You know why? Because he thinks he's Nightwing.
Alright. shoeless people running away?
I think that's Magpie and her friend. They're alright. Concerningly, nothing. Magpie, a few weeks back there was a few incidents that involved Magpie. She has a very upsetting story. Sort of an abusive brother that I'll do it once around town. If we don't spot him, we'll head out. But yes, he's not really her brother, but he sort of claims to be, and he tries actively to hurt and frighten her in an attempt to toughen her up. But I think all it does is just sort of make her more and more frightened. And either way, we sought to help her a few weeks ago, and she got me a gift, a water canteen. On the side it says Magpie's Fancy Used Water Canteen. Now fancy is spelled F-A-N-S-E-E. And yeah, I mean the thing's a little rough around the edges, but it is one of my most prized possessions, to be honest. She's very sweet, though she does look like a complete criminal from afar. I thought the same thing. Alright. I suppose,
We could try the office.
Do you think so?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure if he will be back in the office, but we could try it.
Yeah, alright.
Just in case. Though I doubt anyone would let him stay on duty. At least not at the moment.
But yes, I wouldn't imagine so.
Likely not then.
Yeah, no word.
I suppose then we can try the bayou. If not that, well, where else do you think we could look?
Don't really know. I think after that we might be short of ideas. Save riding town from town.
That's true.
Possible he could just be resting. I mean, I'd imagine he's exhausted.
There's some horses down the street just behind us. We turn around to the... Yep, and then go left. I didn't catch a glimpse of what sort of horses. Is that people doubled up?
Afternoon.
Day. Not him. Right. Yes, I think the bayou, and then after that, I mean, we could try and go downtown, or we
Oh my
could
god, I've got a cattleman.
just wait and see if he responds, or,
This could
as
work
you
out very
said,
poorly
perhaps
for
he's
us.
rested his head for the night. I don't mind going town to town. It's up to you. Though you
Yeah.
also might be not in a town. It might be anywhere. Sort of a needle in a haystack.
Yes. We'll have to, I suppose perhaps we just have to go and find somewhere and read a book.
I think that would be quite nice.
I don't think people really took this case that seriously because of the curse element. Thought it was all poppycock. Except for Glass. I think he took it quite seriously.
I think even things that are seemingly non-serious, or poppycock as it were, can absolutely have weight to them, depending on, I mean, I suppose it's the same as somebody believing in a cult. You know, as long as somebody firmly believes in something, they could be willing to do anything for it. There's nothing more powerful than an idea. No, nothing.
Yes, I don't believe in the curse aspect, of course, but I mean, I was sort of rolling through theories with Glass the other night. Somebody that can trap and release animals as big as a cougar. They're possibly working with some sort of opiates. The type of thing that if you give somebody enough of a heavy dose of it and then start filling their mind with all sorts of terrors, it would, you know, perhaps become something they believe. Don't keep your wits about you here.
I shall.
Hello? Anybody inside? If there's anybody inside, please let yourself known. This is the SCSD. We're going to be coming in now. If you have a weapon drawn, you may be shot.
Right side clear.
Yeah, back room's clear.
Right back clear. Alright.
I need to replace this weapon. This is not my gun. Not seeing anything I didn't see here before.
Painting here.
Yeah, that was there before. You come in here with Glass earlier on.
No, I let him come in on his own. I didn't want to push him.
Uh,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Hmm.
A hunting knife or something to do with our case?
I'm not sure. Have you got a Jeff?
Yeah, on the horse.
Right.
Leave it there
Mine
for
is
now.
on my horse. We could take a peek, but well, we should wait and we'll report it just in case, so someone else can go and do that on duty. Just in case.
But what if he comes back and takes it? Don't you think
Oh, we
should
shouldn't.
nab it now?
No, that's true. I don't think we should take it just in case, but I think perhaps we could just yes, maybe take a look at the see if there's any fingerprints. At least that we could drop by an office. Something splashing around out back.
No prints.
Do you hear that?
What?
Something splashing about out back. Probably an alligator. It's quite loud. Ah, yes, something in the water there. Ah, it's an alligator.
Significantly
Yes.
less dangerous than the devil. I'm sorry, why do you think we should leave this knife here?
Well, just in case he comes back. I mean,
Who comes back?
it would.
Ray.
Well, I mean, whoever owns this,
That chap Oriole. The devil.
perhaps.
He frequents this place.
Sometimes it's best to leave things untouched, so they don't know that people have been in here snooping about.
Yeah, alright. Give it a once over, see if there's anything else.
Yeah, we definitely should report it.
Did they not investigate this place after the murder?
I believe they did, yes.
So is that knife?
I saw
new?
no mention of a knife. I believe it is new, yes.
Well, that's concerning.
I hope it's not any more sacrifices or anything like that.
The blood looks old.
That's some hope, at least. Horses? Ah,
Department.
hello.
Just in
Oh, and
time.
Saints Crossing Sheriff's Department. Hello.
We were
Yes.
just
Crossing
out
Sales
looking.
Department!
We were
Yes, Saints
just
Crossing
out
Sheriff's
looking
Department.
to see if Glass was about. He's not. Although we did find there's a bloody knife inside the building on a chair.
Good gracious.
The
It
golden?
seems. I'm not sure.
No, but it is, yeah, significant.
I see.
I didn't see
I
any
assume
mention
that
of
you
it.
did you check for fingerprints in the area?
Yes.
There aren't
Just
any.
on the
Alright.
knife, but.
Oh, good work.
Yes, we
Did you
left it
check
in
the
there,
other
but-
building as well, I assume?
No.
Oh, well, let's look there. Might smell.
As far as I.
Alright.
Well, he came by here earlier. He was quite, distressed to hear about Miss Blackwell, of course. I came by here with him to make sure that he is safe. But, as far as I know, he didn't come back after. But he might have,
Slaughter.
I'm not sure.
You're familiar with this case, more familiar than I am. Is this where that incident took place?
Yes, so I can show you the spot where Imogen and Glass, and now we do know it was Ray Bush was the attacker.
I see.
Glass told me. Imogen's blood was found just over here. I can show you. I matched the
Alright.
fingerprint myself. As far as I know, in the last incident report, there was no mention of a bloody knife. So I believe that to be possibly new.
Could be.
This point right
Could be a
here
recent.
is where I found the
Interesting.
trail of blood. It seems she must have either climbed up this embankment or slid down it. But she came from this direction most likely, because we had the fireplace far out this direction.
Ah, I see.
Did you
So
find
the
the
fire was?
Sorry, go on.
No,
There's
I
a
was just
hole in
clarifying.
the
The fire was
glass.
over there.
Yes, the fire was there when I arrived. It's the only reason I found Gloss to begin with. It was quite dark when I came to Lakay looking for him, and I saw the fire burning over that direction. That's when I found, well, now I know it was Bush, Imogen, and Gloss, and there was a steam-powered boat by the waterside. I don't know who brought that boat.
A steam-powered boat here in the swamp.
Yes,
They would have had to leave from the Gra, from the fishing village.
possibly. I'm not sure.
Has
But,
anyone looked there?
not that I know of.
You may wish to. Can I ask you another question in case you know the answer?
Of course.
I was looking through the file, but in
Watermelons.
the note from Rebush,
These look fresh.
he mentions Atticus Tolliver,
There
does he
was
not?
one fresh watermelon decanted.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen that note.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well,
So-
he
It was further
lists.
away.
Oh, sorry, there's a branch in my face. He lists a group of people, including Glass, Imogen, and then Atticus Tolliver is named, which I find unusual because he hasn't appeared in any other case files regarding this.
Atticus is involved to a
Ooh,
degree.
okay, this is what I'm. In what way?
So I'm not fully sure on the complete details, but there was a previous incident in which Miss Blackwell, I think Atticus Tulliver, Keziah Prim, and Oni were
Yes,
here
that is right.
in this building with Oriel, and all of them encountered something. They had some sort of shared nightmarish experience in which all of them came away, well, I suppose worse for wear, be it physically or mentally. Ray Bush was there, of course. Or I think actually Bush was involved a bit later on. There was a second incident, but a similar second incident in which Bush began to slowly lose his mind. Miss Prim is having seizures, and well, Oni is Oni. I don't really know if we would know if this affected her in any new way. Tulliver, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's having any sort of adverse effects, but he seems to have kind of vanished. He's disappeared to Guarma, and is quite hard to track down. But he is about. I don't think he's running around in the jungle out there or anything. But he's just unavailable at the moment. And it's quite
Do you
hard
happen to
find
know?
him.
Was this the incident where Tolliver was attacked with a machete?
I believe that came afterwards. It was a separate situation,
All right.
but related. Yes.
I see.
I
Yes,
think it
because
was, yes. Go on.
well, the only reason I was aware was there was the case in which Atticus Tolliver's girlfriend was murdered, and I wrote a report on that and killed by two other people that were angry about what happened to Atticus. It's very convoluted, but
Right. Yes.
just trying to
I
find
think-
connections.
I think it is the same thing. I think it's all related. Yes.
Just like Atticus and
I'm not sure on
oh,
all of it because I don't. I think some of the case files were senior and above, so I'm
Oh, I see.
missing
Yes.
points. But I
Bizarre.
went on. Myself and Glass went to Guarma in search of Atticus and Prim on Friday to try and get some more answers
see.
about this entire situation. But Miss
did you have any
Blackwell was
success?
very.
Monet and
We had no success on Guarma, but we found Prim when we got back. She seems to be pretty fine. She wasn't particularly concerned about the situation, though she still seems to be having seizures. And she claimed that Atticus was relatively well and on Guarma, so It
Was
actually,
she-
yeah, go on.
Was she unconcerned to the point that it was strange? Did you find it strange that she was not worried?
No, I think that there's two sides to this. There's the side where people believe that there is a curse. There's a cursed
Mhm.
item, a book that is apparently indestructible, and they're all sort of rushing about, and Ray is obsessed with it. And then there's the side of it that sort of appeals more to logic, that perhaps these are people that are doing this for some malicious
Shared
intent.
trauma. Yes.
Well, my suspicion is on that side of things that I think perhaps Oriel is using opiates and drugs and such to induce certain fears, and then he's sort of, I don't know, it must be some sort of hypnosis or something that's causing them to fear this situation and these items and such to a degree that
Some
is
sort of-
leaving them completely unable to function in society anymore.
Yes, I'm prone to agree with you on the second theory. All right.
Yeah, I
Well-
suspect that there's somebody else who at least, perhaps has some sort of survival expertise, because a previous attempt on Imogen's life was made with a cougar. Somebody baited a cougar into her photography studio in Blackwater to attack her.
Good gracious.
Yeah, so this would be the second attempt. I have no idea if it was Bush that did the first attempt, or whether it was Oriel, or if there is another person involved. But I do.
Or
think
if they are
that,
working in concert. Yes.
right. I think there might be a few people trying to, create a story, or make it look as if it's
Yes.
a curse or something. Yes. Lorde.
Yes, yes. Agreed.
Just so you're aware, it seems that Bush has telegrammed Raccoon over there about 40 minutes ago from Rhodes. So, just be aware that he might arrive, possibly.
Well, perhaps we should set up a sting operation.
I think we should probably leave since we're not on duty. We could
Yes,
go
for the
and,
best.
Yep.
Yes. Is it?
All right, well-
was that why you came here in the first place, or did you have another?
No, we were
reason?
patrolling in the area, and on our way back from Roanoke, we thought, well, we should stop by and look here just in case there's anything new. And here we found you.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
How
for
long ago
patrols at
were
the
we in
moment.
Rhodes?
I think a little less than 40 minutes, maybe
Oh, I see.
20, 30 minutes ago.
We may wish to engage in a stakeout. Either of you are welcome if you wish to clock back on duty, although I know your shifts are probably ending or over.
It's up to you, Lord.
It's awfully late for you, isn't it?
Well, not really, but I don't know. I sort of feel as though perhaps I would be better off not being involved in a situation like that.
Ah,
I
I
don't.
see.
Yes.
I don't really fancy coming face to face with Ray Bush and with a badge on. Or not.
I understand.
I agree.
Very prudent of you.
Yes, I
All right.
would like to see him brought to justice, but I don't think I can particularly be objective in the situation.
I see. Well, I admire your restraint. Why don't the rest of us head to the city, and then we can decide what to do from there. Check in with the underchef. Maybe some of us will return and have a bit of a stakeout or something.
I believe Monet has the answers that you're looking for, anyhow, with Raccoon. Monet and Raccoon
see.
were just here. I don't know if you saw them. They've just rode off.
Yes. I wait. Oh, they left.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems.
All right. Well,
They
let's head
might.
to the city then.
Yeah, I think that would be best.
All right. We'll get out of here as well, I think.
Do you know what all of this reminds me of? It reminds me of the witch trials. Salem.
What? When was this?
No, this whole situation.
Was this
reminds-
recently?
I'm not sure.
We're having witch trials in Salem.
Well, I believe it was the Pilgrims.
Oh, the original ones. Yes.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was a bloody long time ago, yes.
I see. I thought there were recent ones. All right.
No, I
The
believe
second
it
one
was
had witches, didn't it?
Yes, that's true.
1692, I believe, 2 or 3.
Bloody hell.
But
But almost too long ago.
I personally think that they were all on some sort of hallucinogenics.
Perhaps. I wonder if anything grows in the swamps that would elicit hallucinations.
I'm sure there are. But it seems to me that it could be a case of mass hysteria, you know?
Or some
Mass.
combination.
Maybe induced mass hysteria.
Yes, perhaps.
Yeah,
All right,
that's what I think.
Increase our pace a little bit. Anyone who's with me, going to take a right here.
Taking a right.
Right car, horse, carriage thing.
Yes, watch out for the body part carriage.
Back in medieval times, people used to sometimes have such mass hysteria that they would dance and dance for days and days until they dropped dead. Some of it, I believe I read a book that mentioned that it could be the effect of mouldy bread.
Taking a right.
Could you imagine if this whole situation came down to mouldy bread?
It's possible. I think in this case, likely not.
Slowing down a bit.
There was a handkerchief I found before in the residence with a green substance on it. I made a note of it. Not sure if that's related at all.
Heading to the SDPD.
We're gonna peel off here. I'm gonna head down to the telegram station. Ride safe.
Stay safe, all of you.
Stay safe.
It's just quite a strange colour. I mean, there's absinthe, which is bright green, as I recall.
Yeah. Yes, it is. A favourite of my father's, that was. I think he used to say something like, it's bloody cheap, and it gets the job done twice as good. Something like that.
Never had it myself, and no, I will never. I heard it can make you go blind.
Yeah, well, my father didn't go blind, but he was blind drunk a lot. Hello, Magpie. Right, we'll do one last little check of the telegrams, and then perhaps we'll...
Alright. Sounds good.
Yeah, nothing.
Not for me.
If I knew Gwen better, I would send her a telegram, but I don't know. I feel like it would be a little odd of me to do, because we don't really know each other. Alright, let's just go find somewhere to sit.
Yes, sounds good. It's up to you then, where you'd like to go.
Oh, what about that tree? Didn't you mention a tree?
Oh, yes, there was a tree. Goodness, where was it? Oh, did I mark it on my map somewhere? There was the one near Dewberry Creek, but we've already read that. There was the rock by Face Rock, the hill, which we've read there. There was the waterfall, which we haven't read in, but we did sit in. Where else? There's the hill in Big Valley that overlooks places that is quite nice.
Big Valley it is, let's head over
Ah, I remember
Right,
the
we've got
tree.
somewhere else. Yes.
It was the Great Plains, of course.
Right, that's it, yes. Great Plains. Yeah, let's go there.
That's. We could gather some sticks before we head out that way and build a fire when we get there.
She loves building fires so much. It's absolutely just floral. Alright. Bloody hell.
I'll pick up some food in Reds too.
I'm like so allergic to gathering sticks because it's just like, hey, we're over here, come and rob us. This is why she always gets robbed, isn't it? Alright, yes. She needs it. She needs the thrill of being kidnapped. She's Rufus Lorde. She wants to get stabbed. It's so hard RPing being like dour.
Do you
and
like
down.
history, Lucien?
I like it, but I'm not. Well, I can't pull dates out of my mind the way that you were able to just then. But yes, I do. I quite enjoyed learning some of the great battles and stuff. That was mostly what we learned in our classes in school. 1066 and all that. Do you? I assume you do, since you are
I do, yes. Quite a
knowledgeable.
lot. I'm not sure about that, but I do quite like to learn about other cultures when I can. There's quite a deal you can learn in books, especially from people who have travelled a lot. There's quite a few journals and books that I found that fabric salespeople have made. You know, along the silk. It seems that well, there's a book that I read that I can't remember the name of it. It was written by a salesman. He travelled along I believe it was called the Silk Road.
Right.
Very interesting.
I just, I'd like to quickly swing into the office and
Of course.
resupply. I don't have any of my things that I usually have.
Of course.
I'm not suspecting that, you know, we'll need handcuffs to read a book, but I don't want to find myself in a situation where I need them. Give me one moment.
Of course.
Honestly, just winding me up.
I'll be right back. Okay? I just
Right.
need to go to the telegram, so I'll just run that.
I will never see her again. I mean, that's the sound of a gang, innit? That's the sound of the police. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Some men. I was out with a patrol in Burma, and I saw a group of kids kicking around a ruby the size of a tangerine. You see, it had no value to it. Some people. Some men. If I really try, I think I can do a pretty decent Alfred. Fucking Michael Caine. My name is Michael Caine. And not a lot of people know that.
When we head out, maybe stop in Blackwater just for a moment. I have something I have to collect.
Do you know if there is a funeral being arranged?
I'm not sure. I assume so.
100% not going to be able to attend it. It's going to happen the day I move next week. I mean, I don't even know if really Lucien will be invited anyway. Imogen had fucking old school characters, probably. She has a lot of all of the market people and everything. There's only so many people that can go to the funerals because it bubbles. That's why I never go to them, because I'm just like, oh well, I have no friends. Piece of shit. I thought it was Zip Quill. Lucian's definitely not that high up the list, no. Would have been. I was about to sort of embark on a friendship with Imogen. I was like, I've been trying to find an in for a while. It's quite hard sometimes when you play a character like Lucien that he has no reason to befriend anyone, really. Outside of like Wade and Chloe. I mean, Chloe was mental. They're just mirror characters. But yeah, like I was gonna, we were supposed to go and see the grave, right? And he was gonna kind of, I was just gonna hang out with her and see how it went. But, she's dead, so great. No. Delilah will be interesting next time we run into her. When I go to Guarma again with Chloe after I move. I genuinely believe Delilah's gonna kill me. I truly believe she's gonna fucking cut Lucien's
Have you
face
got a
off
favourite flavour?
and pretend it's Rufus. Flavor or flavor of
Anything.
something? Oh. You know, I've never thought about it, but well, it would certainly be something sugary and sweet. I suppose when I was younger, my grandmother used to bake these sort of I don't know what you would call them, tea cakes. They had a sort of biscuit base and a sort of fluffy, almost cream sort of center, and she would coat it in a a sort of a chocolate. And for the life of me, I've never really found anybody that could recreate it the way that she did, so... I've shopped around, I've checked every bakery in London. I even asked in New York, I thought perhaps, you never know. No one's really got quite the same recipe, I suppose. I suspect she took it to her grave.
What was the centre?
I have no idea. I don't know how to bake anything. And when I was younger, I certainly didn't think to ask. I just
Was it,
gobbled it up.
did it taste like icing or marshmallow?
Much more like marshmallow, I would say, but it wasn't quite marshmallow. It was fluffier, I suppose, lighter.
Sounds like wolves.
Yeah, behind us.
I think I know the ones, if there was I'm thinking of. My grandmother, she used to make these,
I'm literally
she called them
describing a
tea
thing you can
cakes,
buy in
they were,
Tesco, by the way. Those fucking
as you
tea
said,
cakes. My nan used to
biscuity
actually give them
base,
to me when
but
in
it
real
was
life.
marshmallow in the middle.
Actually made me feel sad
Sort
to
of,
say.
more creamier. It wasn't a marshmallow that you would chew, really, so
Right.
much that had bubbles in it, and it
Yes.
sort of melted. Yes.
Yes, exactly
And then,
that.
was it a dome shape on top? And
Yes,
then
or she would
over?
attempt to make a dome shape. They didn't always end up like that, but yes.
I know the ones. My grandmother taught me how. Though I'm not sure if the recipe is the same as yours.
Well, I mean, if you ever fancy trying to bake one up, I shall willingly be a test subject. I have no idea where we're going, by the way. You're gonna have to direct me from here. I know, but Lucien doesn't.
Straight ahead. And then sort of left up the hill.
Oh, you wanted to go to Blackwater, I'm sorry.
Oh, right, yes.
The Grandma Tunnock? I don't know, they come in like, each one is like literally wrapped. She's just described it, she knows what I'm talking about. They definitely have them in Ireland as well. They're like, they come in like a yellow box, but they're wrapped in like white and red individual foils. You can just still buy them now. I used to go to my nan's house and I'd look at them, they'd be in the cupboard and I would covet them. Just waiting for her to let me have one. And then I'd go and then she would, and it would be like the greatest moment of being at my nan's house. Bear in mind, I spent a lot of time there as a kid, so it was a genuine... Tunnock's tea cakes, yeah. That's exactly what I'm describing. But I'm describing, like, sometimes when I pull on character stuff for, where did you need to go? I'm going to grab something out of the bank here real quick.
I'm just heading to the particular store. I'll meet you back here, maybe?
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, sometimes I like have to think of something quick, and the only thing I can do is pull from real life. Now, a lot of the time when I'm talking about Lucien's grandmother, I just pull real memories from myself. Because, I mean, it's not a... It's not a... You know, his life isn't too dissimilar from mine. Like, I sort of broke down a lot of my characters the other day. In how they relate to me. Yeah, there's some elements like the relationship he has with his grandma. ran away really quickly to check that my oven was actually turned off. But yeah, if you ever want to get one in real life, chat, Tunnock's Tea Cakes in the UK is alright, you ready?
Yes. I have something small for you.
Oh.
Quite small, really, but
Is she gonna propose?
quite ridiculous in a way. Quite strange.
It's not a spider, is it?
No, I suppose in a way you're on the right track.
Oh, blimey. What is it, a cheesy bug?
No.
Ladybird?
Huh. I am. I'm not sure why, but I got the idea, and well, they were selling them down the street.
What type of bird is this? A wren?
It's a sparrow, I think.
Oh. Maybe I can call it wren. That would be a bit on the nose, wouldn't it?
I like it.
Is it a he or she?
I believe it must be a girl now.
Well, she's very beautiful. What does she eat? She got me a pet bird. It's adorable. I wouldn't cry. I do like the cage.
Thank you. I had to go to a jeweller's to see if if we could make some. And then they managed to attach them. The cage itself is not very thought out. It just, it was one they already had. But they said that they might be able to customize it a bit.
Yes. These are fireflies, are they?
Yes,
Lighting the way.
exactly.
Does she have a name?
Whatever you like.
Hmm. What's the name of that dragon in that book?
Oh, goodness. Can't remember. Not sure. No, it's gone
Let's
from my
see.
mind.
Right. Well, she's a sparrow surrounded by fireflies. What do sparrows represent in symbology?
Joy and hope.
Joy and hope, lighting the way. Then I shall name her Serenity.
It's beautiful.
Right, come along then, Serenity. We're going to have to figure out how to
Well,
awkwardly...
if you like, I have got a hotel room here now. You can keep her here for, well, a few hours if you like, and we can read the picture of Dorian Gray later. You can collect her from here.
Yeah, alright. Are you trying to steal my new pet?
No, the room is 2V.
It's surrounded by fireflies. It's got to be called Serenity, right?
That's fine.
I'm sorry, what?
You can place her anywhere. It's fine.
Well, what do I suppose I don't really know how to care for a bird. How about, here?
As far as the man in the store said, they eat grains and seeds, oats, wheat. They also eat millet, and sunflower seeds. I suppose we could get some wheat next time we pass by a wheat field. And any sort of grains. Corn too, they like.
Alright. And if we close the windows, can we let her out to fly about?
I believe so, yes. Feel free to try it.
She won't try and peck my eyes out, will she?
I hope not.
Alright, perhaps we can come back here after we've read the book and we can try that.
Yes, sounds good. Perhaps,
Thank you. Very thoughtful gift.
of course.
Alright. Let's go read a book.
Yes.
Perhaps take our minds off of the awful events of the weekend.
Definitely.
Das Table Story. Das ist ein Table Story. Meine Child. Meine Kinder. One moment. Just the saddle here.
Of course.
Welcome in, everyone. It's been a bit of a somber evening.
I thought you would like it, seeing as it was sort of grey in colour. Quite unusual. It's, I believe he said it was a southern grey-headed sparrow.
A southern grey-headed sparrow.
Or was it northern? Not sure. One or the other.
We shall have to find a bird expert.
I do believe it was the southern, yes.
We shall have to find a bird expert. And ask them about wrens and larks and sparrows.
Yes. It's quite unusual though. He said that they don't usually, well, they're not native there. The man himself, he said that he's from South Africa. So I believe Serenity must have travelled quite a long way.
It is a bloody long way, isn't it? Then again, so is England. We're quite far from home as well.
That's true.
I'm afraid I have no idea where we're going.
Oh, to the left.
Right now?
Yes. And straight ahead.
I'm sorry to tell you this, my dear, but that's a telegraph pole.
To the right. And there.
That's the tree in question.
It is.
The amount of times I've ridden across and past this place, I've never really looked at this tree.
I'll just make myself a bit more comfortable. Oh, did you want me to read? Sorry, I didn't realise.
Oh, I thought, were we not going to read the painting of,
Oh,
someone?
yes, of course.
Who's it? What's it? I mean, I suppose I could, if you'd like, I can read. If you're feeling
Sure.
tired.
I don't mind. I've got it in my satchel. I'll just have to look for it properly.
Well, here, take a look at this.
Alright.
I don't know why she handed me this.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Yeah, so it's not, I don't know if it's really the type of thing that, I don't know if she handed me the wrong book or, I mean, of all the last books to give me before passing on.
Well, I suppose that's fine if that's, yes, if you would like to read it, that's fine.
Well, I don't,
Yes.
I mean, I can read it, I suppose, and we'll see what it is.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't mean anything or anything like that, but
No,
I'll
of
just
course
read
not.
it because we have nothing else to read, so I suppose we shall...
Yes, sure.
Alright. The 1900s Couple's Guide to Marital Bliss. Which of course doesn't mean anything, or perhaps, if you'll pardon the pun, we won't read into it too much. It's simply a collection of advice from old wives and aunties by Catherine Lamar.
Of course.
Well, it opens with a quote from William A. Alcott. Marriage engagement should never be thought of unless there is first a genuine and rational attachment. No cold calculations of profit or loss, no hereditary estates or other adventitious crime circumstance. circumstances, though they were equivalent to a peerage or a realm, should ever for one moment, even in thought, be substituted for love. Well, I suppose that makes that, quite easy for me. I have no real estate to speak of, should I find somebody who, perhaps,
Right. Yes.
Chapter 1 says, to wives. I suppose this is advice to, all the wives out there, wherever they might be. A wife will find that her married life will go much more smoothly if, during times of disagreement, she preserves the peace by allowing her husband to win the argument, thus ensuring his affections stay true. Well, I don't know if that... What do you think about that? It seems dishonest.
Yes, I think perhaps talking about it together that would be better, rather than leaving things unresolved.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose we'll hear their opinion on a wife's appearance. A wife's appearance must not only be modest but fashionable. However, not too fashionable so that she strains her husband's pocketbook, or seem to be putting on airs. Vary the fashions of your dress in regard to colours. It gives a change to ideas and recalls pleasing recollections. Such things appear trifling, but they are of more importance than imagined. Over the mind of the husband, a wife should never employ any other power than gentleness. A wife should appear to always be flattered by the little her husband does for her, which will excite him to perform more. It sounds like these poor women don't have very good husbands.
Oh.
Shouldn't a wife be treated like a queen? A sort of empress of the household? Isn't the crown jewel of a man's life his wife?
I'm not sure. I have never seen that sort of dynamic, I suppose.
Right. Yes, I suppose I'm just sort of spitballing. I have no idea either. When the husband is driven from his home by a termagant of a wife, he will seek enjoyment, which is denied him at his own house, in the haunts of vice and in the riots of intemperance. No idea what this could possibly be referring to. A wife should remember that husbands are men, and that men must eat. Your husband attaches much importance to this very essential operation, and that a very effectual way to keep him in good humour, as well as good condition, is for a wife to study her husband's peculiar likes and dislikes in this matter. A wife should try and get up a little knowledge of the art of ordering dinner. This task will in time be easy enough, moreover, if in addition she should acquire some practical knowledge of cookery. She will find ample reward in the gratification of her husband. Well, this sounds rather more like a servant of sorts.
I suppose, yes. It does, in a way.
Then again, I suppose I'm terrible with a chef's knife and a skillet. I should only hope to be able to find someone who can cook and bake, I suppose. Can I do slash
I
me's in
think,
this?
when done out of care or, love and well, rather than duty, then it's quite nice. It's something that my grandmother used to do, cook and bake for me, and when I learned, I would do the same back for her,
Yes, I suppose that's a good life lesson to have been taught. I rather wish that I was taught how to cook.
Perhaps we could try a hand at making tea cakes sometime.
Yes, I would love that. Although I assure you that I will bring the quality of your cooking down with my blundering hands.
I don't believe that for a second.
All right. I suppose you'll have to learn that the hard way then, once I'm wearing a pinny. It says if a wife should wish to get her husband to do something that he wishes not to do, an effective method is to suggest that perhaps he is too old to do it, and thus cannot perform the duty at all. Why on earth would that work? Perhaps you could explain that one to me.
I'm not sure. I think if I wanted someone to do something, I might just ask them if they would do it.
Right, if they don't want to do it, then I suppose that's
Yes, I mean, that's
it.
sort of that, right?
If your husband has whims, harmless whims, such as wanting his meals at certain hours promptly, or wanting you to be ready on time when you're going out, make every effort to gratify him. I'm not sure if this is... perhaps it says to wives, but I think perhaps it's supposed to be to slaves. This seems as if it's more for serving. You know, I suppose just it's just endless acts of service on the behalf of the wife. But I suppose whoever wrote this had to make a lot of compromises. Well, that's all the advice they have for wives. Let's see what they have for husbands.
All right.
A husband, having made his choice and obtained the object of his desire, should let it be his ambition that both she and those who gave her to him may ever find increasing cause to rejoice in the union. I mean, that seems like the first bit of good advice they've given. Celebration. A husband should always be ready to sacrifice his present personal pleasure to the future well-being of those who have the first and best claim to this regard. No idea what that means. A list of resolutions for the husband to make married life a happy one. Right, here we go. Number 1. Never, except for the best of reasons, to oppose her will. Right. I'm sort of seeing a pattern, I think. The wife is never to oppose the husband, and the husband is never to oppose the wife.
How should they come to any sort of understanding?
Right.
Would everything not end in an impasse?
It would just be an endless stalemate for 60 years.
Yeah.
2. To discharge all duties for her sake freely.
I'm not sure if that's really just either. I mean,
No.
to me, it
This is
seems
actually
like
really funny, by the way, but we're children reading it and not understanding, just thinking it's
to be
real.
married to someone. Yes, I know they
It's
say
it's
to be
like
bad
comedy,
for
isn't
them,
it?
but
It's ironic.
I don't think it should be taken that literally.
And we're reading it literally.
I mean,
It's hilarious.
if anything, you would want them to be happy in their personal endeavours and not lose themselves. No,
Right.
rather
Presumably,
than
if two people are happy, then they're both happy.
exactly as individuals together, rather than as one sort of merge.
Yes, this rather seems like a bizarre business arrangement. Well, 3 is never scold, and that's all. Which I think is fair, I suppose. You know, a wife is a wife, not a child. Number 4 is to never look cross at her. I mean, I suppose. But sometimes people get cross, isn't that just part of being
Human.
a person?
Yes.
5 is never to weary her with commands. I mean, that seems fair. I can't imagine that there should be any commands, really.
No.
6 is to promote her piety. Well, I suppose that would be quite difficult for me as well, since I have no real faith. But I shall have to endeavour to ensure that my wife is of the utmost pious, and then never to oppose her about it. 7 is to bear her burdens. I think that's fair. Maybe not entirely, but at least help carry the load. 8 is to overlook her foibles.
Foibles? What are
Yes.
foibles?
I think just sort of shortcomings.
Ah, I see.
I think I would rather embrace a person's foibles. That's what, makes a person, isn't it? It's all their parts. They're the sum of everything that makes them them. The foibles and all.
Yes.
9 is to save, cherish, and forever defend her. That seems fair as well. I think that's actually a good one. 10 is to remember her always, most fervently in my prayers. And is that in my prayers, or is that in the writer's prayers? I shall have to find the writer once I'm married and ensure that my wife's being remembered in the writer's prayers. Thus shall we be blessed. All right. A husband should always remember his wife's birthday and their anniversary dates. He should make a note of these in an important place if he cannot commit them to memory. He must also never give her a practical gift, but instead make note of things she has hinted at that she finds appealing, such as a fine piece of jewellery. Well, I recall asking you lots and lots of questions in one evening. Of all of them, I don't think I made note of your birthday. I'm going to guess 27th of January.
The 23rd of February. And yours was the day before?
Oh yes, of course. I remember now.
Was yours the 22nd?
Yes. Which makes sense since we're so very alike. It's good to know that I came first, though. Practice makes perfect and all that.
Ah.
Gotta. However, he must not overspend on such trinkets as she might come to expect his pocketbook to extend to even more expensive gifts in the future. Well, I suppose if it's how much a gift costs that matters, then that would be true. Though I don't tend to subscribe to that myself.
No, I think what matters most is the fact that the person's thought about it. I mean, I personally am not that inclined to wear jewellery, at least not rings nor bracelets. Necklace, I think, or pendant are nice, although I've never owned one. But I think for me, something nicer would be something quite more simple. Perhaps it's autumn and somebody saw, I don't know, an acorn or a pine cone, and they thought, how cute. I think Chloe would appreciate this.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a large thing.
Yes, I think I quite agree.
It's more the gesture of thinking about someone and their interests.
It continues. A husband should agree with his wife as often as he can in order to make it seem that she is right the majority of the time, as this will ensure her continued adoration. Alright, so the husband must always agree with the wife must always agree with the husband. You must never oppose each other.
Are they only to adore each other if they believe they are in the right?
Apparently
Seems
so.
quite strange.
I suppose that's the measure of the relationship of whomever wrote this.
Mm.
It's a terrible stalemate, like a war, in which no side shall ever win, and no side shall ever grow.
Mm.
If you wish for your wife to be ready on time when attending a party or an important business dinner, always tell her that she needs to be ready 30 to 45 minutes before you really need to leave. This will ensure that your wife looks her best and that you will reach the party on time. I suppose I shall have to wait and see if the next... there is a... there's a section that says... well, perhaps we can skip on to the... We could move across to the next chapter. I don't know if we need to read the... well, the next part is marital bliss in the bedroom. We could read it for fun, but it's entirely up to you. I don't know if it's the type of thing that... It's. I mean, we don't have to read it. It's only... We could skip the chapter, or we could read it just, in, you know, not really...
In jest, I understand. Yes, your call.
Well, I should not want to object to anything you say on the matter.
No, you know, whichever is fine.
Do you have a coin?
No, the coin is in the bank. Have you?
I suppose, I think, I shall move on to the next section. It says, marital bliss and the begetting of children.
Ah, right.
You do not wish to beget a child immediately after the conjugal act has occurred. The wife should dance vigorously about the... Oh, perhaps we'll move on to the next... Okay, that's the end of the book. I mean, what a fantastic read.
Right. Yes, quite informative.
You really think it was informative?
Not really, no. I mean, it was informative into the mind of the author, though I think he seems quite mad. Not in a good way.
Yes, well, I think it was written by wives and aunties. Whatever that means. It sounds like they've had a bloody horrible time of it. Perhaps they were in arranged marriages or something and didn't have the time to sit and find the right person for them.
Right. Yes, I think. Well, I suppose I would have thought that should you very much have feelings for someone, well, you should not just agree with them for the sake of it, but talk to them to understand their perspectives, even if they are different. That's part of understanding who they are, and I think being able to discover who you are with that person, you know, what do they bring out in you, and vice versa, rather than just trying to be what they want you to be or what you think they want you to be.
Yes, I rather agree. I think it's vital, in fact.
Yes. do you think about it all?
Sorry, what do I think about the door?
It all.
Oh, about marriage.
Yes.
Well, I think that there are many facets to it. I think there are people that do it to further their lineage, and there are people that do it because they think they have to. And then there are people that do it because they see something in the other person and they would like to create that permanent familial bond with them. I don't know if I believe in sort of soulmates and things like that, but I think that, well, I suppose if you were to find somebody and feel that way, then there's a nice celebration in the ceremony and some security in it as well.
I agree.
I suppose it doesn't really matter whether one is married or not to the person that they love, but just that they are together.
I agree. I think it is most important to find somebody that sees you as you are and as who you might become, and be alright with both things at once. That, like you said, they see your flaws, but embrace them. Perhaps, not in a way that they wish never to change you, but rather they give you the opportunity to stay or change as you are. That it shouldn't matter, really, because, well, we're never the same person as we were yesterday. Always constantly in motion. It's finding what's inside that core. Those small details that build up and make the sum of all its parts.
Yes, I think true love can only really be achieved if you know all of someone and love every element of that complete circle of a person.
I disagree.
You think you can't love someone unless you know them.
I think true love is understanding that you will never know all of somebody or of yourself, but finding admiration and respect and loving everything that you see, that you might see. To me, it feels like something almost incomprehensible, like to say that you love the night sky, but you've never seen all of it, nor shall you ever see all of the changes that might occur. You can never see, well, you can't anticipate if the moon will be full, or if the sky will be cloudy or covered in dark clouds like bruises, or whether all of the stars shall be as they are now. But it doesn't matter, because you love it as it is and as it might be.
Yes, I suppose I agree with you there. I think I meant sort of loving someone, you know, in spite of the fact that they're not perfect, and you love their ugly side as much as the side that they want you to see, as opposed to, of course, the philosophy of knowing everything about them. It's, yes, like you said, I think it is impossible to really know. I mean, I'm in here, aren't I? Sort of looking out.
Yes.
And, well, some days I'm not even sure who's in here and what I feel and think. And perhaps that's growing up. Perhaps that's change. Still, I do think you're quite right, and I agree.
I agree with you also.
When I went to my cousin's grave, I made him a promise. But really I was making myself a promise. That I would continue our name and lineage. That I would turn the Lorde name around. Which I suppose means I have to get married.
I've made no such promises to myself nor to anyone else, but I think for me, finding someone who understands me somewhat, accepts me, and someone that I would like to understand, that is something that I would very much like. I think, yes, it's perhaps something I have dreamt of.
Perhaps we should share our ugly sides.
Should we?
Do you think you have a foible or a flaw?
I'm sure I have many.
Well, not from what I've seen. Either you're fantastic at sleight of hand, or you have none.
I definitely have a lot. I'm not always the most well versed in social situations. I can be quite shy sometimes. I stumble on my words. I was invited to a dinner party once. It was, well, quite a grand affair, all things considered. I didn't know what to do with all of the spoons or the forks, or didn't know why they needed so many. I'm afraid I made quite a fool of myself on that occasion, and quite a few other occasions until I stopped going altogether. They were hosted by the grammar school.
And that's your biggest flaw. That's your ugly side, that you don't know which of the spoons to use first with soup.
Well, no, I'm in I'm sure that I've got quite a lot. I think one of the things I don't know much about myself or who I really am because I've not been exposed to very many situations that push me. I think I've been quite complacent in my life, as it were. I've always had things quite relatively easy. I never had a lot of money, but I had everything that I needed. My grandmother, my books. I had paintings that I could do. My grandmother, she recently set up a makeshift photography studio inside a small barn. She's been trying to figure it out, and I believe she's done quite well. Apart from that, I worked in a library. We had about 5 or 6 regulars. I used to travel sometimes to some of the surrounding towns and collect books, though never came into any contact with highwaymen or dangers of any kind. I believe that here, this is the place that is going to uncover all of that ugliness. I see it sometimes in other people, the way that they hurt others without remorse. I don't think I would ever be like that. But I could never be sure, because, well, I suppose it's like the night sky, never sure what will come. But I hope that that's not the kind of ugliness I have inside. I should always hope I do the right thing, the honourable thing. I worry about being a coward sometimes. I hope I'm not.
I don't think you are. I mean, I've seen you face down an entire group of hardened criminals. Not very cowardly.
Thank you.
I don't think that... I suppose your ugly side is not very ugly at all. At least not to me. I think it makes you human. I think it makes you compassionate, understanding. That's all. Gives you perspective.
What about you?
I suppose I'm fearful. I'm fearful that my mother was right. That our family is cursed. I'm fearful that, perhaps my father was just like me at my age, and that eventually I'll end up just like him at his when he died. But truly, what I don't like is being alone. And I think I've been alone forever. I think from the very moment I was born, I was rejected. And I think it stayed that way. And I've done my best. Grafting from one person to the next. And I think that wrapped within that fear of being entirely by myself, there's something else. Something that's perhaps driving it along. I think there's something in me that keeps people away. Because I know no other way than to be alone. And that the two things are combined. The fear of becoming awful, like my father, like my mother, or even worse, like my cousin. As if I were to grow close to someone, that I would hurt them. Doesn't feel like a good enough reason to disperse the loneliness. When I was very young, perhaps 12, I had a friend. I think maybe one of my only friends that I ever really had. A true friend. And we would talk and we would laugh and, we would play fight and we'd even sit and talk like this. She went to a different school to me and sometimes we'd catch each other on the walk home. I think her school was on the opposite side of town from mine, and her house was on the opposite side of town as well, so we'd sort of cross paths one another. Her name was Olivia Stevenage. I called her Liv. She was very slight, a very, very thin girl with freckles and a sort of shock of sort of blonde, strawberry blonde hair. She had a slight Scottish accent. We told each other everything and we became close over a number of years, playing after school for the most part. Nothing more. One day we were playing down by the River Thames and the mud gets awfully thick and one of my boots came loose in the mud and I slipped and fell. I sort of hit my head on a piece of driftwood or some such thing. I felt sort of dizzy standing up and odd. And she came over and said, you've lost your boot. And I said, yes. I don't think she quite realized that I'd hurt myself. And she said, well, you better go get it. And pushed me into the mud where my boot was. And I fell and I felt such a strange fury in me rise up. I got so angry, I jumped back up and I grabbed her around the throat. And almost as soon as I did it, I'd let go and jumped back. And I apologized. And she didn't think much of it, I don't think. We sort of gathered our things, laughed and joked and went our separate ways. And we remained friends for, I think, a year or so more before she moved away. From what I understand, she went to Wales. I never saw her again. But for me, I think... Well, it rather shocked me what I was capable of. Yes, I was a little dizzy, and yes, I had felt a little angry at being shoved suddenly. The fact that it was in me, that I grabbed her and I can remember it clear as day. I can feel her throat in the palm of my hand. That sort of realization that there was something in me, there was an anger or a fury. And as the years have gone on, I think perhaps a part of me wanted her to hate me and to break off our friendship or something. But in a way I was trying to find an excuse to push her away.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that you are unlovable, destined to be alone and cursed, then you shall find every way, unknowingly, to push people away, to prove that you are unlovable and alone and cursed, because you think that is what you deserve. But I believe that curses only have weight if you let it. I do not believe that you are you're not unlovable. You're not cursed or bad or any of those things. It is simply untrue. I think that these efforts, though likely subconscious, that, well, not sure, but sometimes I feel it's perhaps something internal. Maybe you don't believe that you can be any of those things. Lovable, wanted, seen, and accepted for who you are and how you are. But I promise you that you can be, and you are. I mean, you know, you're quite adored by a lot of people, even if they don't say it. I mean, you know, just look at Glass and all of your friends in the department. I care about you a great deal already, dear.
Yes, I care about you a great deal as well. And it's nice to have people in the department and friends. People that I think I actually truly care about. Though I still harbour a deep fear, I think, that they shall eventually reject me, or perhaps I shall discover a dark side to my personality, or reveal my ugly side, and perhaps they won't find me as endearing as they might once have done. But, I suppose that promise I made to myself was the first step in trying to banish those thoughts.
God.
And if all else fails, I have this book I can rely on for some fantastic advice from all the old aunts and wives and their terrible husbands of the past.
Right.
Thank you, for today.
Of course. To me, I you don't mind me saying, but I think what you lack is trust in yourself. It sounds that perhaps you don't believe that, well, trust in others, give them the chance to prove that they won't abandon you, and trust in yourself that you're worthy, that nobody should treat you that way, because you do not deserve it. If anything, you deserve people to be kind and reliable and stick by you.
Well, I suppose time will tell whether I'm worthy of all that. I'd like to earn it.
I think that is one of those things that should be freely given to all. Not something earned, but a birthright, in a way. To be loved, to be cared for. Even if it, I mean, in any way. To feel safe enough to be yourself and be accepted for it. Whether it's by friends or family or, for lack of anything else, by yourself. I promise to, well, stick by you, since, well, you've stuck by me every time since we've met. But even if you hadn't, I would still stick by you, regardless. Should you want me to, that is.
Yes, I should like that. I think my philosophy used to be sort of that I'm alone, so I might as well help others, but that wasn't the case with you. With you, I don't know, I suppose there's no real way for me to understand it, but I suppose it's the same thing as I mentioned earlier on. My body moved before my mind thought a couple of times, and Well, if I'm entirely honest with you, that first moment you appeared in Rhodes and jumped off that carriage and walked over to the sheriff's office porch. I don't know. I suppose there was just something. Perhaps it's that, as awful as this is, you do, in a way, remind me of myself. I think we have a lot in common. And even down to sort of the way you came here and applied to the department and found yourself a place. But I think there's something a little deeper than the surface there between us that I think I felt a resonance or an understanding, perhaps. But perhaps it's silly. I don't, or perhaps I just don't have the words.
I'm not sure if everything needs a descriptor. I know it too. I felt it too.
Well, I suppose perhaps we should head back or something.
Yes. Right. Yes, we should check on the bird.
Oh, yes, we must. I think we've been out here all night.
I believe so. Should you like some coffee? We could fetch some in town.
Yes, all right. Let's get some coffee and see if if we can get the sparrow to fly.
Yes. Sounds perfect.
I do hope I'm able to find glass tomorrow.
I hope so too.
I hope he's alright out there and he's with Gwen and not lying in a ditch. Well, the two of us shall feel rather more guilty, I think, than we already do. Though he's surprisingly resilient. For an old chap. Perhaps when I get to his age I'll grow a big moustache like his. We have similar hairstyles.
You do?
I think I
Somewhat.
might be able to pull off the glass moustache. Get a face covering as well. He was quite fond of that. He doesn't do it as much, but he wore a scarf around his chin when he first came here for quite some time. I don't know why he doesn't do it anymore, and I don't think I ever asked as to why he did it before. I didn't want to make him self-conscious, but I always thought it was quite cool of him. He'd ride around with that low voice.
Perhaps he feels more comfortable being seen now.
Yeah, I think he's come into his own here as well. I think all of us have.
I agree.
The store.
Yes. I was going to ask a question, but I realised it's quite silly, so you already know the answer.
Well, ask it and I'll give you the wrong answer.
Would you like some chocolate with your coffee?
Absolutely not. I despise this stuff.
As I thought.
Kiki, thank you so much for the 2-month resub. Good choice.
Thank you.
The apple.
There you are.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Good day.
Right. Let's go see Serenity.
Yes.
I think tomorrow I shall ride out and see if I can find some seed and millet. Absolutely trashed the strait. Didn't realise
I
those
think
fell.
it's quite nice now that you shall always have a small piece of serenity whenever you go home.
Yes, I suppose, no matter how arduous the day is.
Room number is 2V.
Alright, you ready for this? What if it goes berserk and tries to kill us?
I shall be quite ready.
That window sealed.
Yes.
There's no other way out, is there?
Not that I know of.
Alright, you ready for this?
Ready.
bloody hell.
Ah.
I think that thing can move much quicker than I realised. Don't mind if we just let it roam around, do you?
Of course not. I know a poem about a sparrow. I'm not sure who wrote it.
Alright. I'd like to hear it.
When the sparrow flies to the delicate branch, he seems to be a heavy one, alighting there. It is March, and the fine twigs dance as the boisterous sparrow plunges masterfully. Fly again to my heart, O my beloved. My heart flies too high when you are absent.
That was beautiful. Who wrote that?
I'm not sure. Can't remember. I remember hearing it in grammar school once. Thought it was quite beautiful.
Yes, it is quite beautiful. I'm straight, I'm going to log out. I'm going to log out. I'm going to log out. What's she doing? Yes. She's let me stay. Yes. Let me stay. She put me in a blanket and a pillow. I'll cry. How did you know, Oliver? Damn. I just think it's sweet because he actually feels comfortable around her, you know? It's not like a weird thing. He's just comfortable enough finally to let himself rest at the end of the day. Am I a loser? That's what I thought. I thought it would be nice if he just fell asleep in here.
C'est pas.
Boom. Boom. Fuck yeah, dude. What an ending. Adorable. Alright. Dude, was I not prepared mentally to do and just be like a really forlorn you know, fucking like tired and sad and then romantic version of Lucien, but dude. Bruh. Bruh. Alright, well, I'm getting out of here now. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We're carrying on with The Walking Dead tomorrow. And Table story tomorrow night, so probably no role play. Which is annoying because I really do think it's weird that Lucien doesn't go and see Wade, but there's nothing I can do about it. So we'll probably do some more roleplay on Wednesday. Thanks for the thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm absolutely exhausted, just completely exhausted. But that was a nice night of you know, real people, real lives, real emotions. And I'm gonna go and probably just cry myself to sleep. And I'm gonna buy a real sparrow and freak out Floral with it. Alright. Good night everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.